Hi. I am going to outline some background for what I'm about to do. This is very much me. This is very difficult, so I'm kind of spinning a bit already. I have some. It's scary. All of this is scary. So I will just explain bits and pieces, and you will understand. It's about truth expression and the relationship I have to my truth. So if that's interesting, keep watching. If not, you don't have to keep watching. So the difficulty already for me to express this is interesting. the the relationship I have with my own truth, the fear of, first of all, fear of what I will find, because that which I find will prompt me to take action or make adjustments. You can't really, maybe you can, but it hurts to bring things into awareness and then not act. So it's the fear of consequences, especially because they're made by me. I have a really difficult time with seemingly negative consequences initiated by me, the voice in my head that I was given by my parents, my mom. It's my fault if I choose something which in the long run it will be better, but in the moment and for some time it might cause pain, it will cause pain. Then that pain, it's self-inflicted. It's my fault. That's the programming I have. I didn't really have a mom or a dad who, maybe my dad, but my mom definitely not. She would not tell me, yeah, sometimes this is life, you have to make some painful things, but it will be better in the end. So she didn't give me that future improvement piece. So I'm a bit stuck in it will be painful forever. Also, the belief plays in that I can never have better. So I'm I keep making these changes because there's something in me that's there has to be something better. But a really strong part inside me is also, I'm such an impossible person with such a high standards, such a high expectations, such idealistic dreams and beliefs about what life can be, what reality can be, that it's unrealistic. So yeah, I might keep chasing my dreams, but it will never come to fruition, right? So the pain and the agony is I should just settle instead, kind of. Interesting that my throat is so like this. So that's some of the resistance. My fear of seeing what's there, and the fear of the process of action. But there's also something I'm afraid of. Well, I'm trying to catch what's inside. There's a fear of my truth not being received, just as it's okay to have that truth. People will take it personal. Very much the feeling. If I just go with the feeling, I'm afraid that if I express from this truth place that I've gotten in touch with in therapy on Wednesday this week, which my practitioner said it has such a animosity to it. It has such a charge. It feels, man, this is all over the place. It doesn't feel as pure as it can be because it's been suppressed for so long. So it built up. It's like still water, just grows things in it. It's not delicious to drink anymore, So it can feel, I think my truth can feel different if it hasn't been still and suppressed for that long. But for now, this is all I know, right? So it's scary because that blame and the disgust and disdain and the resentment, all these feelings, they're so, no one likes them, right? No one wants to be on the receiving end of that, and in many ways they shouldn't. But now this is the reality of what's inside me, so it has to come out. And maybe whether it came out with this animosity to it or if it didn't, still maybe, not sure, but imagining expressing what's there to like give pressure release, give myself release, air it to make it pure and more clean and clear. It feels like, I have to close my eyes, look inside. It feels like it's really hard to do this to give myself the time when I'm thinking someone might be watching and they're waiting. I feel like it will be made my fault that, oh, but you didn't tell me sooner, or but why didn't you, but you should have done. Not knowing from their side that I would have spoken if I could, but they didn't speak because they taught me it was not okay to speak. So I'm imagining my parents now. If I imagine those people that I have these truths towards, because it will be my friends, they wouldn't have been able to receive this because they know what this is, and they would know like the exercise, they would know the job, that it's allowing space for venom basically, and they would know that it would be really, really terrifying to me to express that as well, so they will have a lot of compassion. But because they have that attitude, I don't have any suppressed shit with them. so this is connected to people who couldn't already receive me, right? So if I imagine like romantic partners dating, stuff like that, so if I family, so if I imagine those dating people, plural, because life, hashtag not playing by the rules, so if I imagine them, I imagine, man, they're so fragile, take it so personal. Oh, they would struggle to receive it. They would be really hurt. They would not understand that I need to express this, and we're still remaining in connection, that I want to make this work and I'm here and I love them, They would not get that. Which, when that happens, it makes my job a whole lot more difficult, like impossible almost, because if they can't hold, I have to hold myself and them, which is not interested, don't want to do that. Why does it feel so good with my heart, my hand? So, backtrack to my therapy session on, I think I'm just talking out all the resistance. Which I read a book, I'm not completely done. It's called Don't Split the Difference. It's written by an former FBI negotiator. And he said it's really good to do, if you're going to, it's really good to do an criticism audit, or like negativity audit, like fear audit, like put all the bad things on the table, all the things that can go wrong, all the things you're afraid of, like all the things on the table straight from the get-go. So it's kind of a bit like that, but it's releasing resistance anyway, I think. So in the therapy session on Wednesday this week, I came in I was feeling really frustrated and really angry. Had a lot of judgment and blame. Wanted to explore that. I don't know if we became aware of before, like while talking about what was going on, or while I was in the part. But we became aware that, okay, so there's a lot of truth wanting to be said, and there's a lot of like lid on it. So it's like twins that are connected. Felt like that because I went into the part that wanted to express, and then it was hard to start. That was the first thing. But then I started, and then it's like voice kept coming in, not just one, multiple at some point, coming in and interrupting until eventually like the feeling just shrunk. Which this is such interesting thing, right? Because that's truth, and then there's a protector. So it's my own system is set up to keep me safe by not saying the truth. So, and they were really like this. It was hard to express, and my practitioner kept, because I couldn't differentiate the two voices almost. So I kept trying to express, and then I would be like, why? But it's not really, I shouldn't say that. He's like, that's the other voice. That's the other one. And we kept working on that to try to like separate them. And after a while, I went into the other part because it was so strong, and I was really interested. So it was interesting that the truth part, as we sat with that, we came into sadness. I came into sadness. Don't remember why, or what it was about. But then when I went into the other part, it was kind of like, oh, it's coming back a bit now. Because the first part wanted to kind of be very vocal and confronting and very like in your face. This is what's going on here. Like, look at this. look at what's going on. Explain this. Very direct. And the other part was very like, no, that doesn't work. It's not smart. Tried actively to like push the other part down, because no one likes that. This one was still trying to get, thank God for my practitioner, he's very skilled. He pointed out that they were trying to do the same thing, because the second part wanted to convey the truth as well, just had a very different delivery, as my practitioner kept repeating, and it kept frustrating me. But it's true, like they both wanted the same thing, but the second one was very tactical, more sneaky, more manipulative maybe. wanted to be extremely careful with the other person's parts and system to not set them off. Just that's saying something about what I'm used to. I didn't learn that people can hold and handle their own feelings. It's not in my, that was not put in to my system at a young age. Learning that now, but it's not in me, really. In my feelings, it's just the expectation that it will be the complete opposite of ownership. Eventually, that second part got real pissed. It was more, in fact, angry than the first one. It was really angry. They're still so now I'm thinking they both wanted to express the truth. And I'm still sitting here with this feeling of there's no going back. After, when you're with someone in a relationship and it's not really working out that well, and you're toying with the idea that maybe this isn't the right relationship, but you're safe as long as the thoughts just in your head is kind of okay. And then, at least this is for me, the first time I say that out loud, maybe to a friend, like, I wonder if we have to break up. Like that in the heart, that hit, it's real now. Like, it's real, it's much more real. For me, when I've said that, it kind of feels like there's no going back. And I think it's the same feeling I'm sitting with now. So I'm scared. I'm scared. And this is when I'm scared of people reacting with this sentence also, which my mom would do, like, which is so much ingrained in my head. If I say a lot of negative things now about someone, or multiple people, which is more likely, I will be told, well, but why didn't you sooner? Why didn't you do it sooner? Because in the end, if I have gotten to a place where my feelings are this bad, that's on me. That's on me. Which, I mean, that's true. It's true. But also, it doesn't fucking do nothing good to tell that to me. It doesn't do nothing. Because I'm trying, to the best of my ability, to act in my best interest, to become aware of what's going on, to not bulldoze my fucking self, to move in coherence, So that's a process, not a... I mean, imagine the first time I had the thought, this is not maybe what feels so good to me, maybe it's not right. Leave then! Like, that's insane. That is actually unrealistic for, like, a sane person, a normal person, a healthy person. They would try to resolve that. They will probably first, like, look at themselves, what can they do if they're in the clear, or if they're clean with themselves, then bring it to the relationship, then try to figure it out. Then that's a process. Then you might take the feedback and then keep adjusting things. Like, it's... Yeah. So I'm thinking now, man, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. I wonder if it has to do also with... Okay, let me see if I can dip my toe. Let me think about putting some Patreon behind a paywall so it's not visible for everyone. Isn't it interesting, like, how scared I am of the animosity, of the bitterness, being jaded, how much judgment that has, being that bitch, So no man wants a woman like that. You can hear that. Following a polarity coach. kind of hate him. But still following him. One of those people. So he is talking a lot about like how women bitch about, oh, there's no good men, and his reply is so often like, well, have you put down your defensive masculine shield? Like, do your fucking work. Which again, there's truth in that, not saying it isn't, but it has led to, for me, like this judgment towards all these like really bad, unsavory feelings. And like I remember my practitioner said in my session that yeah, there is a time and space for everything. Trying to remember that I don't have to like throw up all that shit on someone. That I want to caretake my relationships and communicate in a different way. And he said, but here with me, this is a safe space. Will be a waste not to use this space. And it's kind of like same here. This is a safe space. Semi-safe. I mean, right now I'm safe. Because I'm alone. In my plant corner, in my living room. So, like I ask myself, so what am I really afraid of? Because the consequence will not come now. Not as I'm recording this. It might come in the comments after I posted, if I posted. But then I'm like, then what? If I get a lot of like nasty comments. I know that this is just an expression, and I know that there needs to be spaces for this. I know, yeah, I really want to say this, I know that my truth, if I express it, it's part of my truth. Part of it. I can have a lot of compassion, grace, understanding also. At the same time though, like calling a spade a spade, that should be completely okay. Like that's like if people call me, thinking about something that would upset me, hurt me. If people call me like really like sensitive, that's just a neutral word to describe something. I am sensitive. But I would take it as judgment. It would land as judgment. I'd be like, too sensitive. Like, what are you saying? I should be less. Like, I would take it as something bad. So if I... Look at me like now. Slow rolling into it. One of the things I'm really feeling is that there's a lot, that was my main thing when I was in the first part. Men just on my way. Like I'm really showing you the resistance here. As I said men, the first thought that came into my head from somewhere else, like higher above, said no one likes a bitch who starts with all men. You will never have, heard this from someone else on Instagram, a relationship coach, you will never have a healthy, loving relationship if you have a resentful relationship to the masculine. Good luck then. If you, I mean, good luck then. That's it cannot even be true, because how long women have been oppressed and how many women have been hurt by men. But there are a lot of women in relationship. Maybe not good relationships though. So men, I find them weak. Find them weak. I kind of feel the energy now of wanting to tell men and kind of like cut them, castrate them in a way. Spineless. If words could kill, that's what I will go for. Spineless. No fucking backbone. Meek. Disgusting. That's the feeling. That's also a feeling. The indecisiveness, disgusting. The lack of, it's like the attitude, the energy of like looking for validation, looking for confirmation, reassurance, looking for me to pat them on the head and be like, yeah, you're a good boy. Yuck. Ugh. That's mom role. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. If you cannot stand in front of me while I'm fire, if you can't stand in front of me and love that I have that fire, that I am that fire, if you can't revel in my expression in that moment and still love me more than you loved me before, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like men are dogs. I'm having a hard time with what I'm saying right now. I'm having a really hard time. Wow. That was harsh. That's the other voice. Because I can feel underneath that. It's like, but it's true. They are begging. They are begging for scraps. Like dogs. It hurts. It hurts, you see, it hurts. When I was dating a guy not very long ago, and man, that was hard. That was really painful. He would really struggle with me wanting non-monogamy. He would really struggle. If I mention, because I want to be transparent and honest. And he said he really valued that I'm the only one that has been honest all the way with him. And he respects me for that. So I will be honest now, tell him things, even though I knew he wouldn't want to hear it. And he will make it mean so many things. First of all, he would not be in control of his beliefs. So I'm now standing in front of someone who I haven't said nothing bad about him. I haven't done nothing bad. Like, I know he is hurt, but I have been telling him the truth and what I want, that I want non-monogamy. I have told him that I'm going to see someone else now. I've delivered in I'm here with you. I'm not leaving you. I like you. This is the deal though. So now I'm putting my phone away and I'm leaving. Like, I've done everything right in a sense. And he's, I mean nothing to you. Like, I'm getting like just all that shit. And And then he would say, like, at some point, he will be like, well, just leave. I'm going to take some days off not talking to you because clearly you don't value me. But don't worry. This is the sentence. Don't worry. I'll be coming back like a dog because I can't stop loving you. That's disgusting to be told. That's so pathetic. I'm still having a hard time with this, my truth. But that's so pathetic. That he doesn't respect himself more. Don't see the voice in my head now is like, well, you're not respecting yourself either, so you're not the one to talk. So all the systems that are trying to just keep me from this. I don't want a man who there's no self-respect in him. If he doesn't want to be here, why the fuck is he here? No spine. No spine. And he would tell me it's because he loves me so much. And I'm really questioning if that love, it's not about me. It doesn't feel like, I felt that from the beginning, that it's not about me. There's some grand, in his situation, some fixated idea. Some overlay shit that he holds on to that, and he has so many beliefs about sacrifice, that love is sacrifice. So fucking hard. I'm dating a man also, he's 45. He has commitment issues from fucking hell. It's why? There's no character, there's no strength in not going to fucking therapy to fix that, not going to a men's circle, not deciding that, so pathetic, deciding that he doesn't need anyone. I'm an island by myself. I like the weakness in that closing off, instead of going towards a woman's warmth, a family's warmth, of having like really meaningful, deep, intimate relationships. Like just walling off and being like a scared little boy. Can't have that as a man. That's not a man. That's just some shell pretending to be unaffected, which is disgusting also. That's that cool distance. There's no passion in that. There's no, how can he ravish me when that's what he is? And behind that there's a scared kid. Like, who am I? Mom? Nah. Wondering how many men is having a hard time now with what I'm saying. Wonder how many men, if I imagine like lots of men watching this, terrifies me actually. But I imagine reactions being like attacking where I'm out of alignment. Which is fine. I'm out of alignment in ways. Don't worry. Don't worry. Like that's the whole point. If that's a reaction that you're having, you're proving my point. The man I'm talking about, the man I want, the strong man, he would witness my expression. He would stand firm in that. He would recognize what I'm doing. he'd be like, great babe, this needs to come out, you're doing amazing, wonderful, strong, keep going. You know, my practitioner, he is much more liberated, is my impression, in his expression. And I think he wanted me, he wants me, I think, to kind of like raise my voice a bit. And I had, like, in the first part, I was angry, but I didn't really raise my voice. But in the second part, it was different angry, and I raised my voice. And then he's like, that's it! That's what I'm talking about! Go! More! See that cheering on. He wants that liberation for me. It's an expression. We're playing. We're dancing. Stop being fucking timid. See? There's some power in my voice with this. It's good. Oh, my dad. Oh, my mom. For some reason, this is really interesting. So I have 3 siblings. The youngest sister, I've never really had, like, I hated the sister closest in age. I hated her my whole life. Like, it's not that bad now, but as a kid, it's bad. My brother, always, like, loved him more. He's adopted. I loved him in many ways. Like, our bond feels stronger than with my biological siblings, sisters. But the middle one, I never really had much of a relationship with her. And it's interesting that she's the one I'm having the hardest time with now, lately. I think because I expect her to be, she's the more reasonable one. She's the one that got married, had a car, had a house, had a kid. She's a lawyer. She's sane. She's her values are healthy. Her meanings, like when she expresses things, they are very understanding and reasonable, you know. So I kind of think that I expected her to act different in regards to my history with my dad. And somehow there's almost like, give me a minute, I'm trying to keep my camera from dying. There's some feeling that she resembles my mom in a way, which is interesting. But if I think about my dad, if I think about my mom, if I think about people in general, even if I think about people from my high school, is that like between 16 and 19? I thought they would be, I just hate people. I just hate people. How Candace Owens. Interesting, the name is popping into my head. Bentinho Mazzaro. Candace, she, in some ways I like her, but at the same time, she's like, she is not open to fucking listening to shit. The way she talks about things, people, bad, so bad. My mom and my dad, though, how can they be such cowards? Cowards. Imagine telling someone you're a coward. And it's true. And it's true. You can tell me also negative things about myself and it will be true. I'll find some. I'll find some. Needy. I'm needy. I have trust issues. I'm insecure. I'm rigid. In many ways I'm very rigid. And I'm saying those things and I'm like, yeah, I am rigid. Kind of feels good to have those things. At least I'm not a coward. Like many people are. You know, people be like, before Christmas holidays, and I'd be like, oh, you're going home. How are you feeling about it? I don't really like my family. Why are you going home then? Well, it's not like I just can't go home. I'm like, yeah, it's just like that. You don't have to go home. No, it doesn't work like that. Fucking excuses. Excuses are for weak people. No, I can't do that. I was on a date 2 days ago, because I'm dating everyone. So I asked him, he's 45 also. He's not the Spanish guy who is weak and have commitment issues. But this one's also kind of like, my feeling is he doesn't really have a backbone. So what am I doing? But I asked him just before I left, like, because he's recently divorced, like just in the last month, after 20 years married. And I asked him, well, if an 18-year-old beautiful woman should pick you up, would you have sex with her? And and then I'm also asking myself, an 18-year-old, tempting to say boy, but an 18-year-old man, would I? I'm 37. Would I? I had a point with this. Oh my god. I had a point with this. The letting your actions be dictated by the perceived opinions of others or the opinions of others. That's my point. To not have another guy I'm dating. Maybe I'm having shame about this. I'm not sure. I'm having some fun also. He grew up in a Kurdish village, and very traditional Muslims. If I came to visit him where he lives now, he lives in the same city or the same town as his parents, his family, he would not hold my hand in the street. He would not kiss me publicly. I would go to sleep in a hotel and he would go to sleep in his family's house. His parents would not know we're together. I would be introduced as a friend. We're probably maybe not like he, even though he wants to do those things, he wants to hold my hand, kiss me in public, things like that, but he can't, because what if his parents and his family would think? And I find that weak. And it's hard for me in my head, because I'm like, you should respect, that's an alarm bell, but respecting culture. And there's, maybe this is really nuanced, because there are parts of me that, like, I would not go fucking naked into a mosque. That feels really bad to me. I don't want to go uncovered into a mosque. I want to cover myself, because that feels respectful. But strangely enough, like, going for a dip in a public-ish area where there are Muslims, like in a Muslim culture, going for a dip in my underwear, I don't have a bad feeling about that. Scared of being killed, but if someone told me to respect the culture and not do that, for me, in my body, that doesn't feel like disrespect. But walking into a mosque with not covered, that feels like disrespect. I don't know why, and I'm struggling with this, clearly, as you can tell. But I would like, I mean, do I really have, like, oh, this is so hard. Because if it feels in integrity with me, if it feels like my truth, then if I don't follow that for the sake of offending or upsetting other people, who am I? Who am I? And if there's this argument of, well, but it's good to respect people sometimes. Okay, but then where do you draw the line? Because then everyone will have an opinion. Everyone. So should I listen to everyone or should I listen to someone? And who should I listen to? And who decides who I should listen to? Would that be my choice? Or would that be you telling me who I should listen to? Because then it's all getting entangled and fucking messed up. So I hate weak people. Cowards and spineless men. and men who wants me to be their mom, and men who don't have the strength and integrity in themselves. I want men to be real men. Not just for the sake of myself, for you as a man. I want you to stand firm in yourself and have your own fucking value. Have yourself. Know what you want. Go for what you want. I want you to thrive. Man, it's interesting. Insecurity is coming up in me as I'm saying that, because I'm like, well, he would never choose me then. Because I'm not good enough. But I'm like two women. I'm the insecure old conditioning, and I'm also not that. I'm both. I'm both. It's good to know my own value. I think I've spoken enough. Let's see if I'll post it. I don't even know, like, I don't know if someone's watching. I don't know if anyone's watching, if I should be like, ask for like, please use your head and think about what I've done and not go off on some rail with some, make it mean something, like, and go off in the comments like, save yourself. Don't.